is my review of the 2017 Mustang GT California Special. Not that it matters. I mean, it was fully loaded, air conditioning seats, heated seats, whatever. It was white with the black accents, black leather interior. I don't like the California Special, to be honest, from an aesthetic view or standpoint. I don't like it. But anyway, we're just, really concerned about performance here. The car had a pretty good natural or stock tone for the exhaust. I was pretty impressed with it. Sounded good. Could have been a little more. I'm used to the burble, like the old 4 valves and stuff, so it could have had a little more. I don't know, whatever. But it sounded good. It's not the old 4 valves anymore, so whatever. But anyway, it sounded pretty good, even in idle. And whoever said that they don't have torque down low is an idiot. I've never, I've heard this. Oh yeah, the Coyotes, you gotta rev them to the moon to make any power. That's not like I'd be cruising 4th gear at 40 mile an hour, 2,000 RPMs, whatever it is, and just roll into it, and it's torquey. And I've driven, I drove a brand new Camaro Super Sport as well the other day. Like it's not a dog down low like people, try to, generally bow tie guys and Mopar guys try to make you gotta rev shit out of it to make it power, because they like their overhead cam or their cam and block design low end torque type things. And it has plenty of low end torque. You're never going to find yourself having to downshift to get up a hill or something, But anyway, the clutch was it was brand new, had 0 miles on it. So I mean, not literally 0, but I mean under 50 miles. So you be in a hurry? You couldn't move, bitch. Crackhead next to me honking at the guy in front of me like there was a car in front of him. He couldn't go nowhere. Anyway, so I'm driving this car, whatever. I do a couple 4th to 2nd pulls, and and I go to nail it, and the car's just like bucking like a fucking Bronco. I felt like Flame Frost. Like, what the fuck? So I just immediately jabbed the clutch in. And so I was like, well, I even rev matched. It's not like I just dumped the clutch, I don't know what the deal was with that. And I've driven manuals, drag race manuals for a couple of years. It's not that I can't drive. I'm no, Vin Diesel or anything, but I can power shift a manual pretty well and drive one in general very well. So, anyway, it just kind of had this weird bucking thing going on. Something I would get used to if I owned the car every day. Obviously, I literally just started driving it like probably a minute before this happened. So I did a couple pulls, just like a 2nd gear, bang 3rd, let out type thing. I did miss 3rd gear one time, pretty embarrassing. The shift knob is it's like a bowling ball. It's huge. So you really can't grip it like this. You kind of have to just push it, and but the features, the car stereo sounded great. The features were really cool, all accessible, very accessible. The seats are comfortable, they're leather, like I said. And then where I test drive these cars, there's a very long straight stretch. And it's a 4-lane road, 2 northbound, 2 westbound, or 2 southbound. And so I turn around and I'll do a couple pulls or whatever. Generally, well, I love this car so much that I turned around and did it 3 times. It was such a fun car, man. I don't know. It sounded great. It shifted well, it wasn't as near as loud as the stock Camaro I drove, but it's for mufflers will take care of that. But it was a very fun car to drive. Plenty of torque. I don't know if anybody believes that bullshit about, oh, they don't make torque down low, whatever. That's not true at all. Like, definitely not true. Plenty. It's not even an issue. It never even popped in my head. Like, wow, man, you really gotta, give it some gas to get this thing going. Like, it's very powerful. And I've driven a lot of powerful cars, so it's not like, it was just fast because it's 430 or 40 whatever horse it is now in the 17s. But it's not like that's why I thought it was torquey. So anyway, it's very refined, and in a way, like, I don't know if any of you have ever driven an 03, 04 Cobra, but like, you feel everything in that car, in the Cobra. So it's very raw. It's a driver, it's very, the driver feels like, with that car, it's very refined, as it should be as a 2017, but as a performance car, you need some of that connection, I don't need, first of all, I don't need noise induction. Second of all, I want to feel the power. I don't want, it pulling Tommy down low to avoid, snapping my head back or whatever. But you can change all that with a tune, which most of us guys, when we buy Mustangs or any performance car, we tune it anyway, so this is all irrelevant. But, I got it up to 100 a couple times, very easily, very quick car. I wouldn't be surprised to see a 1220 at 114, 113 mile an hour come out of that car from the factory with somebody like Evan Smith or whoever drives, somebody that drives really well. And I don't know if you guys know who Evan Smith is. He's used the one they used for magazine testing, Mustang Fast Forward, 5.0 magazine, stuff like that. The MSRP on that car was $43,060. It didn't have the glass roof. I don't even know if they offer that anymore, but it was loaded besides that. So anyway, I wish there was a way we can have a Q&A, because I could answer any and all. I drove that car for quite a bit. It's very impressive. It's got a very good sound to it. It's the shifter's direct. I definitely would change the shift knob immediately, which I don't know if you can, because now, instead of like the T56 or the T6060, it's not over and up for reverse. It's over here and up like the BMWs and the Volkswagen, and you got to pull up on this little knob to put it in reverse. Same thing with the EcoBoost Mustang. I don't know if you can even change the shift knob. That's the only complaint I had on the car. No wheel hop, even with the IRS. I mean, I remember my mom's 07 GT, which was modded, pretty heavily. Full bolt-on car, 430 gear. And like, when I would power shift a gear, like, it would squat and jump all over the place. Like, this car had zero. It's spin on the 1.2, but and maybe a hair on the 1.3, but like that's 1.3 with a 2.3. But it was very well poised, and I would have no problem doing it in front of a crowd like I would in my mom's car, because you didn't know what that thing was going to do. So anyway, the car was great. I thought it was great. Why anybody would buy the EcoBoost, I don't know, unless it's a money thing. If it's a money thing, buy the Focus ST, because the EcoBoost Mustang is just, I don't know, I need to quit bashing on it before I end up getting death threats. But they look great, they sound great, they run fantastic out of the box. The first thing I would do is exhaust, cold air, and a tune, and then after that, probably a Whipple or something like that, but they're plenty faster than the factory, plenty enough to have fun with for a while till you save up or whatever for that blower or for that ProCharger or for that turbo or whatever you plan on doing with it. They do well with burst centrifugal blowers too, Vortec, ProCharger and that, and just because they like the high RPMs. But they, you know, contrary to popular belief, they don't need those high RPMs to make power. They make plenty of power, torque down low, you know. So anyway, that's my review on the 17 GT. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. You know, maybe an 8.5 out of 10. I really don't have a reason why, but I rated the Focus ST a 9 out of 10, and I don't like it as much as I like the Focus ST. So that's kind of my reason. But expect more reviews coming up.